Hello, from the 6th of June 1922, a law came in saying that you must have a certificate if you sell a piano with ivory keys. So the international trade in ivory was banned in the 18th of October 1989, so theoretically any piano made before then could have ivory keys. You can usually identify ivory keys because they're two-part. This is a Blütengramm piano made in 1920, and most pianos of high quality pianos did have ivory keys. So Blüthner, Bechstein, Bosendorfer, Steinway and so on, Richard Lipp. Many other makes would have had ivory keys. So you can see here the line. It's more pronounced here where they've probably come off and been stuck back on again. At the end you can hardly see the line here. So if you can't see the line very clearly, there should be a swirl in them. I don't know if this video is going to pick up the swirl very well, but the keys have a little, like a fingerprint basically, and that's another way of identifying them. On this Blüthner upright, the swirl is more pronounced, and we haven't cleaned the keys yet, the piano's just come in, so if you have a look you can see clearly there's a swirl like a fingerprint. This is a Welmar upright piano made in 1973. And it could potentially have ivory keys. Sometimes they would be a custom order, but normally Welmars are not ivory keyed. The older ones would be, so ones made in about in the early 40s, and before that would be very often ivory keys. So we can see it's very smooth. It's clearly no pattern on it at all, and no line between the front and the back. Now sometimes you get one piece ivory. This, you can hardly see the line here, but it's actually two piece, and sometimes you get one piece, especially if the piano has been restored. Then another way of testing is just to, using a file, you can rub the side of it, create a bit of friction as well, and then smell either this or the key, and it will smell like burnt hair. So burnt hair is what you usually say it smells like. So rub it like this, smell it. Obviously on a part you don't want to damage. We don't want to damage this piano at all, but it's not going to do, you can't see that at all afterwards. So you can rub the side of it and it smells very sort of burnt hairy. Sometimes key tops are made to look as much like ivory as possible, and they've got grain in. It's really difficult to tell and be absolutely certain. And you do obviously want to be certain. This is a Yamaha. It's obviously not ivory, but I haven't got one in at the moment that looks like that. So if you just rub it like that again, exactly the same, and then smell it, it's going to smell acidy, chemical, acrid sort of pungent smell, and very, very different from the ivory. So if you're selling a piano that has ivory key tops, you must get a certificate. You don't have to have a certificate unless you're selling it. If you're giving it away, you don't need a certificate either. But if it's made after 1975, and this is important, you must change the key tops. You cannot sell a piano that's made after 1975 with ivory key tops. Now, if you're not sure about any of this, then we will do updates underneath this video, or we may make an update video later on. Thank you very much for listening. I hope that's useful. If you've got any comments, if you're in the trade particularly, and we've missed something out, please do let us know. I did miss something out actually, and that is if you are exporting a piano, you must have what's called a CITES, a certificate. That's a certificate for trade in endangered species, and you have to have that certificate to export the piano. So please do look under this video for details. We'll try and put as much information as we possibly can and update it if the situation changes. Thank you very much for listening.